On the phone, recording artist Eric Paslay. Let's kind of start this by, I guess, going back to the beginning. We know that you're a prolific songwriter before you became the recording artist that you are now, and you've written a lot of hits for other people. I guess you started, I understand, at a very early age writing songs, right?
You know, I honestly started later than most would think. I started at 15, really.
Yeah.
And
that sounds early to me.
And just kind of, someone said songs are like poems, and I'd written a poem for a girl, and I didn't have the guts to give it to her. So I guess I had a song laying around.
Yeah.
But that's kind of where it all started, and just kept writing songs and moved to Nashville, and then kind of learned that, you know, the blueprint for getting a record deal is write a bunch of songs, and it's kind of worked out. So.
Yeah. Well, you've certainly had success songwriting for Jake Owen, Rascal Flatts, Love and Theft, Eli Young Band, others. Those ones I mentioned just are ones that have had #1s with your hits.
It really is wild, man.
Yeah, I imagine so.
A bunch of miracles.
Well, you know, the good songs, you know, so they have a good chance to be hits, I would imagine.
Yeah.
Can you let our listeners know what some of those hit songs are that you've written for others?
Yeah, the first one was Barefoot Blue Jean Night with Jake. I actually just talked to him the other night. It was good to catch up with him. And then I had Even If It Breaks Your Heart with the Eli Young Band, and wrote Angel Eyes with the Love and Theft guys, and then Rascal Flatts recorded Rewind, which is pretty cool. And another cool, crazy thing, Steven Tyler's single, Love Is Your Name, I was a writer on that.
I did not know that.
Kind of wild, yeah.
That is great. I like that song.
But he's awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And Rewind, by the way, I'm not saying it is my favorite Rascal Flatts song of all time because there's so many, but it's darn close.
Well, thank you.
That's a great song.
They did a great job, man.
Yeah.
They're so good.
Yeah, they really did. Now, you mentioned Even If It Breaks Your Heart by Eli Young Band was one that you wrote. That was nominated for a Grammy, wasn't it?
It was, man. Got to feel the butterflies and then the lack of butterflies. No, I'm kidding. No, it was awesome. It was cool to. I'm glad that I got to sit in an award seat as a songwriter first, just to, you know, learn how to cook with the butterflies. You know, but it was that was a really cool year, just getting to go to a bunch of award shows, doing all that.
Yeah.
But I mean, I've gotten to go to all those award shows now, but it really is cool just to be a part of it and get to hang out, and glad I'm getting to put out my own albums now.
Right. And like you say, now you're doing your own stuff, but are you still writing for others and having other people do your stuff too?
You know, the wild thing, I actually signed a record deal before I ever had a major song recorded.
Right.
I signed my record deal, and then Jake put out Barefoot Blue Jean Night. So on my first radio tour, getting to meet everybody playing my first song, it was like everywhere I went, it was like Barefoot Blue Jean Night's going up the chart. So it was awesome. And but it's just really cool to get to record my own stuff and kind of just see the journey and realize it all kind of happens for a cool reason. And I'm glad to be known as a songwriter first, because I get to play all these extra songs.
Right.
You know, but yeah, I'm still. I mean, I just look at it, write a great song, and it'll find a home eventually. You know, that song has forever to be heard. Right. And I'm glad I'm getting to make a second album. We're working on it right now, and about to master it and get it to y'all. And
excellent.
And it's kind of cool to be in the next chapter. I keep joking. It's my first time making a second record, and I think we're doing an okay job at it.
That's great. All right. Obviously, then you started doing your own stuff and getting on the radio. I suppose it's an understatement to say that the song Friday Night probably changed your life a bit.
Yeah, it finally let my album come out.
Yeah.
So, and yeah, to have a #1 as an artist was the reason I moved to Nashville, and all those songs that got recorded, I'm sure didn't hurt getting my name out there and helping my songs come out too. But the wild thing about Friday Night, Lady Antebellum recorded that song first, actually, on their Own the Night album, and Charles and I always joke about it.
Oh yeah.
You know, but but it really is wild. You just never know how a song wants to be heard and when it'll get heard, and I'm glad that y'all push play and let people give them a chance to hear them, you know?
Right, yeah, very much. Of course, She Don't Love You followed that, another top 10, and then your last big hit here, She Don't Love You. That's honestly speaking, I think that's one of the best songs I've heard in the last couple of years on country radio.
Thank you very, very much. I'm glad I call it a slow heartbeat, you know?
Right.
A lot of people are afraid of slow heartbeats, because
Right.
a lot of time. I always tell people, if you didn't know what a slow heartbeat felt like, you wouldn't realize how good the fast ones feel,
Right, yeah.
So when you get to rock it out and party all the time, if you're always in the same party, you get numb to it and you don't realize how good it is,
Yeah, that's a good point.
And I'm glad, just as a singer, that we got to put that song out. And I just love. I think the cool thing about country music is you can sing about real life and sing about things that matter. And I'm glad we got to share that song. And some people, the one thing about "She Don't Love You," you can look at it as an angry song or look at it as a healing song. And I always kind of think of it as a healing song that realize breaking the heart to the one who can't fix something if you don't know it's broke.
Right.
And I kind of hope that when people hear that, I remember her when she was mine, to realize I was the one that broke her heart first, and that's why she can't love anymore.
Right.
And I think a lot of people live life like that. So hopefully the ones with the broken hearts will realize it's okay and you can love again.
Right.
Yeah. And find something in that. This is like a deep counseling session, man. You're going to owe me money.
That's great. No,
that's fun. But we're yeah. I was joking with someone. I was like, yeah, my next album is going to be all ballads. So I'm totally not doing that. But it really is awesome every night. Even, with just Friday night, people rocking it out, the song about a girl, and now "She Don't Love You," and getting to move on to the next album now, and it's just really cool to get to build the set list. Someone asked me the other night, we were opening up for Alabama the other night, and they asked me, I was like, how do you make a set list? I'm like, I've had one album, man. And some hits as a writer. It's pretty easy to make a set list. It's kind of limiting. It's like Alabama has 43 number one songs, man. They have the hard time doing it, I'm sure.
Right, yeah.
But it's cool. I'm glad I'm still getting to make albums, and it's just really cool building it all. And we just got our own lights and everything, so it's fun getting to see the light show now with the music show too. So it'll be a lot of fun. Yeah,
very much so. I'm a big fan of great songs myself, and most of my friends know that. And it was actually a listener / friend who told me, hey, you got to hear the new Eric Paslay song. You're going to love it. And I was like, okay. So I checked it out, and I think my reaction was, whoa, that's a good tune. So, yeah.
Well, thank you.
Yeah,
it means a lot.
Of course, you're doing your own thing now, but you've opened for a lot of big names, too. Dirks, Clint Black, Eric Church, Blake Shelton, Little Big Town, others. Anybody in particular that maybe you learned a lot from or got some great advice from?
We were on the Dirks Bentley tour, and it's just always great to hang with him. He's been rocking it for a little while, and just a good dude, and it's just good to hang with him. The Little Big Town, I used to drive around in my truck, follow them around, and then they eventually let me hang out on the bus with them. I just go open up for them with acoustic guitar for a little while.
Yeah.
And they're always sweet. I mean, everyone I've been on tour with has just always been kind. I tend not to upset people too bad. So,
right.
Which I'm glad. But, it just really is cool. You never know kind of what the life's going to be like when you get on a tour, and it's always been really cool. And just a learning experience getting to open up for a lot of people right now, and got to do the Make Every Night a Friday Night tour this winter and spring, and now we're hopping on some tours and getting to play a lot of festivals this summer. It's awesome, man. I'm getting my share of corn dogs and funnel cakes, and, and don't tell my endocrinologist though. It's type 1 diabetes. I don't eat too many funnel cakes, but it really is cool. And it's just, I remember going to the fair and all these festivals as a kid, and it's just a cool memory, and it's cool to know that we get to be a kind of a little part of a cool memory for a bunch of people coming out to the gig.
Yeah, very much so. Well, we're excited to have you. The Adams County Fair. Craig Wayne Boyd will be opening the show, and then Eric will, of course, headline. Have you ever met Craig or played with him before?
I have. Yeah, good dude.
Yeah, very good. Well, we're looking forward to a great show. I'm sure you're on Facebook and Twitter and all of that too, right?
Oh, I'm all over it. Yeah.
Yeah. What's the best way for people to find you there?
Just Eric Paslay on all of them.
Okay.
DRICPASLAY.
Very good. Okay.
We did play a show the other night, and the guy was like, "Hey, Brad, when are you playing your next shows?" And I'm like, "Well, he's my distant cousin, but I got one in Mississippi on Saturday or on Wednesday. We're here But it really is. It's a fun journey, and I'm having a lot of fun getting to meet people and just getting to talk to you this morning. You know.
Yeah. Well, you ought to hook up a tour with Brad Paslay. The Paslay tour would be pretty cool, I would think.
That might happen. I think Brad probably has a bunch of really good jokes, so we'll see. I think someday that might come to fruition.
That'd be cool. You mentioned the album coming out before long. Do you know idea when it might be?
If it climbs up the chart real quick, it'll probably be out early next year.
Okay.
So I think this fall you can expect some new music from me.
All right, very good. We'll look forward to it. Eric Paslay on the phone with us this morning, and man, we appreciate your time. We really look forward to seeing the show.
Absolutely. We'll see you there.